Alright. I'm not gonna be using my model for this or anything. Why is the audio not working? I don't know. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. Oh wait, I don't have my headphones on. That's why. So I'm recording this without a model and without all these things because I know I don't really have much of a platform to talk about this on, but I do really like mental health talks. I like them a lot. So, oh, whoops. So, oh, that's weird. That's not working right. Um, just to say, I think if someone is going through something, then, well, of course they should get help. But, okay, let me restart this. I started doing Twitch streaming again because I'm lonely. Because of the fact that the only people that I really talked to kind of just stopped talking to me. Kind of just, they replaced me, and that hurt. Also, ignore the scroll wheel. Hold on, I'm gonna pause what I was gonna say for a second. And, anyways, this is what I was gonna say. The only people that I talked to stopped talking to me. I mean, yeah, I have a few school friends, right? I got a few people in my life like that, but I don't really talk to them outside of school. And yeah, I have my girlfriend too. And, I mean, that helped a bit. So, I'm kind of rambling. I'm not going off of a script or anything. What I was trying to say is, I'm gonna bring up 2 points. Well, technically three. What I'm trying to say is, if you're feeling lonely, there, even if there aren't any people around you in your life currently, you'll find people. You'll find people that do want to be around you. You'll find people that do enjoy your company. You will re-find your group of people. I went through. Oh, shit. Before I started Twitch streaming again, I went through, I'd say, 3 different friend groups. These guys didn't really talk to me much. These guys didn't do a lot of things. I wasn't compatible with these guys. These guys were annoying. These guys are rude, blah, 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 other things and other things. And I think if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling hurt, if you're feeling pain, if you're feeling anything, there's always something or someone that you can reach out to. Suicide hotlines. Now, you might be wondering, why would I reach out to a suicide hotline for if I'm just, having a bad day? If I don't have anybody to talk to. It's not like I'm gonna kill myself or anything. Um, it's also just something that you can talk to for mental health. If you don't have money for a therapist, or you're not in school and you don't have the opportunity to talk to a psychiatrist or anything of that sorts, there is that hotline. And I think I'm bringing this up because I want to have a foundation of what kind of person I am on social media. I don't think I'm going to be anything big. I think at most I'll have a community of 100 people. And that is more than what I would want. And it's okay to feel lonely, to feel a sense of, like not having people. It's okay not to have people. It's just a matter of finding the right people for you. Like when those people I would always talk to, they stopped talking to me. Like it felt the same as a family member dying, or someone, or like a my girlfriend breaking up with me. And just another reason why I'm talking about it, I'm probably gonna be rambling. This is probably gonna be like 10 minutes long. I'm just gonna upload this to YouTube, no cut, no nothing. Take clips from it, things of that sort. Um, I just want to share experiences where I felt pain, I felt misery, and I wanted to share it to people. And I know millions of people already do this online. I'm just practically a copy and paste. So yeah, just a summary of, you're feeling lonely. There's people out there for you. If you know you're feeling sad, miserable, depressed, you have a mental disorder, you don't feel like talking about your issues to people, or you don't have anybody to talk to, talking to like a random person on a phone call could be a solution for you. Just don't go to chatbots. That's just not a place to go for that. Um, God, there was another point I was gonna bring up, but I can't remember what. Oh, yes, I remember. Self negativity. Self negativity or self hatred is just the worst thing in the world. It is just the worst thing in the world. And I'm not saying like when you hate someone or hate yourself, like, oh, I hate the color of my hair. I hate that it's too dark, or that it's too bright, or it's too thin or too thick. I hate my height. I more so mean truly hate yourself. Like, you can't look yourself in the mirror. You can't see yourself for the good that you've done for your for you, other people, or just things you've achieved in the past, or you know, or just things that you've done. Not necessarily to dwell on the things in the past and be like, wow, these are the only things that I've done that are good. Try to find a way to replicate the things that you did do good. Or if you don't want to replicate, find a way to improve on those things. That is something that I wish I told myself years ago. I used to be obsessed with music. If you went to me, I don't know, 3 years ago, I would have told you I wanted to be a musician I wanted to help people feel good about themselves. I want to make songs that people can cry to, feel joy to, those type of things. So I started making music. I started on GarageBand because, well, I was, what? Wait, no, it would have been 4 years ago because I remember starting or trying when I was 12. I had a computer, but, well, a 12-year-old trying to use FL Studio isn't isn't likely. Not likely at all. I mean, I could have tried, but I didn't know what kind of tutorials I would have to search up. I didn't know what kind of things I was looking for. So I kind of just used GarageBand, used samples, and, got better at that. And I was starting to really get to a point, really being able to crunch it down. And then it struck me, being burnt out. And I find I get burnt out from a lot of things really fast. And it would get to a point where I would try to force myself to do these things. And it never really worked out. I couldn't force myself to make these songs because, well, I didn't have any ideas. All my songs kind of just flew. They flew like water. I would open it up, get my drum pad out, hit a few things. I go, okay, these sound good. I'll change this, change that. I would put different effects on them. And then it sound good. Never was good enough though. I couldn't make it better. I could make the things that I wanted to make as good as I wanted them to be. And I think that's the issue with me, is there was no good enough. I was so self-aware of how other people were, and so self-aware of my mistakes, my flaws. I should have changed this. I should have made this better. I should use these type of sounds instead. My drum pads shouldn't be sounding like this. They should be sounding like this guy's drum pad. My melodies aren't any good. I can't improve. I was all self-taught. I didn't have anyone to show me the ropes. I didn't have anybody to show me what to do. I didn't have any of that. I had me. I was alone in this idea that I had. And at first I was fine with it. I would show off my music to people that were around me. They'd say it was good. I did meet some people, pretty nice people, because of it. But, you know, kind of just the bad always outweighs the good for me because I can only focus on the bad. I can never focus on the good, which was a really bad issue for me. Like I said, I was so self-aware that I couldn't see my flaw, or that I couldn't see my the things that I did good. If I did 1,000 things right, and one thing wrong at the end of the day, that would be the only thing I could focus on, was perfection. So I told myself that, no, that's in the wrong order. So after all these things, becoming self-aware, noticing my flaws, noticing that what I'm making isn't good and comparable to other things, and incomparable to people that have had musical talent, or not talent, wrong word. Nobody has natural talent. Well, in my idea, I think hard work is better than talent. What it was for me, I started noticing. Or yes, sorry. I'm back on where I was. Noticing that me being self-taught and pressing random buttons until they sounded good, not knowing music theory, not knowing chords, not knowing any of these things, how to play drums properly, it was not as good as people that have had music teachers, that have been in choirs, that have been in all these different types of music groups, that knows how to play these instruments, that knows how to compose. I compared myself to those things, and it got to a point where I started and truly hating myself. Everything about myself. It started with my skills. Then it started with my looks when I I came out. Um and then started with my hair, my eyes, my eyelashes, my lips, my face, just everything about me. Too tall, voice is too deep, all these things. I had become so self aware of these flaws to a point that I felt like that's all I was my flaws. That's all I have going for me is my is this far idea of not imperfection, but just what's the word? Built wrong. Built like an outdated version of an AI. And it hurt, you know. And then, you know, when this idea of my flaws becoming so present that they were the only thing I could focus on, then I tried to go, okay, well, I'll pick up some skills. I always did art. Try to do some art. Never looked how I wanted it to look. I'll do more music. Never sounded how I wanted it to sound. I'll get good at a game. Never got good to a point to where it made me happy. I was always the bottom of the barrel. I was the top of the bottom of the barrel. I would do good in these games, right? Let's pick Valorant. That game I was perfect at. I was so good at low elo that it made me, it made me feel good for some time. 25 kills, 10 deaths, 15 assists, top of the scoreboard. Then I would play against people that, like once again, same thing with the music, they had more experience than me. They spent longer on the game. Made me sad. Made me realize my imperfections. I wanted to get better at the game, but I have a fear of being around other people that I don't really know, so I didn't play the game much after that, but every time I'd come back, I would do decent. I did lose some of that skill that I had going for me. Kind of sucked. Really did. Um, so I kind of just, kind of moved on from that. And, I was just, I was then put in a constant loop of recognizing I don't have any talents. The people around me can do everything 4 times better than what not I can. If not 4 times, 5 times better. So I started to feel insignificant. I started feeling as if I had nothing. I had no skills. I had nothing going for me. But I wanted these skills. I wanted something that I could say about me and be proud. But I never could find those things. But maybe it's not about the skill. Maybe I didn't need to look for a skill. A skill that one can develop. Yes, I will at some point wish to improve on the skills that I've had. So maybe I'm just naturally good at talking. You know, that's what I started going to. Also, I'm sorry that the game is kind of laggy. I keep forgetting to update my my graphics driver. Where's the frame rate to on this thing? Yeah, it's going to 30, 40. That could also just be from what I'm recording, but yeah, sorry that this is really choppy. So I started thinking, what if I just use my natural skills to build on to my skills that I want to have? Twitch streaming. I don't need skill for this. I just need the ability to be able to talk, to yap. This was going to be a 5-minute video. This has turned into 22 minutes. Within my flaws, I have found skill. Whether this is something that I was simply born with, or if it was something that, this might sound embarrassing, but talking to myself. Thinking of random hypotheticals, thinking of random conversations, imagining myself Twitch streaming. Not for... Again, I don't want to do Twitch streaming as a job. I want to do it as a hobby. Once something becomes a job for me, it then loses its spark. It loses its fun. And I think that's why I was getting burnt out. With music, I would say to myself, okay, well, I need to do this now. I need to do that now. But with Twitch streaming, it's just the same as it would be for if I'm playing a video game. But instead, there's just an audience watching me. And I think that's why I've been having a better feeling about Twitch streaming than I have everything else. Don't get me wrong, I still really enjoy making music. It's just, is that what I want my primary focus to be? The person that has a SoundCloud account and makes shitty music? No. No, let me change that idea. That makes sad music. If I were to make music, it would be lo-fi, it'd be slow. Another thing, what was I gonna say? I need to go back on a few things. Sort of talking about talent. Yes. God, I had a point. I was abbreviating on a point, but I forget what I was saying now. Oh, well, that makes that convenient. Something about talent, Twitch streaming, natural skill. Yes, Twitch streaming doesn't. Once something becomes a chore, once something becomes something of, okay, I need to do this, instead of having the mindset, I want to do this. I don't need to stream 3 or 4 times a week. I want to. Once I changed that ideal mentally, then I became happier with what I'm doing. I became more comfortable. Huh. I'm just really trying to think about what point I was getting to. I think I know now. When I look back on this and I'm rewatching this for, clips and stuff, because I do want to take some point of this and upload it to Instagram and whatnot. I think if you become so self-aware that you can only see your flaws, you can't see the things you were gifted with. You can't see these things. You can't see the things that you are good at. I will say, I'm not good at any of the games I play. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm decent at Project Zomboid. That's about it. But maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't need to be good at these things for people not to like me, but to feel good about myself, to feel good about my Twitch streams, to feel good about the things I'm doing. Um, long story short, I just wanted to share and say that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, I will be honest there, that kind of scared the shit out of me. Um, but there's always hope. Even if you're not the best of the best at something, you can still enjoy it. Speed drawings. My speed drawings look like ass, but it's the concept of imperfection. Once you understand that imperfection is perfection, that is what it means to be human, is to have these imperfections, then that is when you can feel joy with yourself. That is when you can feel acceptance. And that is something I'm working on right now. And Twitch streaming and playing games and sharing stuff to other people, not for approval, but for entertainment purposes. And it makes me feel like I'm someone. Not in an egotistical way, but as in a I am something. In a proud sense. So I guess my final word or message is feeling pain, feeling hurt, feeling as if you're not good enough, being so self-aware that you can only see your flaws is human. It's common. Everybody experiences it. And, well, not, I don't want to say everybody experiences it to be like, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Every person's mental health in this world matters. They all matter to me. So if for the for the one guy watching this, take care of yourself. Um, if you're ever feeling hurt, reach out to someone. Um, and understand that getting help from other people is okay. That is that is something I couldn't understand for the longest time. Was that it was okay to feel hurt. So I just never talked to someone about it. But I mean, being good or at something or not, being smart or dumb, being talented or being a hard worker, at the end of the day, if you're happy, does it matter? Being happy, that is what I want to get out of life. Helping people. That is what I want. Accept that you're a human, accept imperfection, and for that, you will be stronger than the average person. Thank you.